Hey guys, so we just did an unboxing of a Russian MRE, and most of the channel we've done MRE ration videos from different countries. We did some of my motorcycle, which I like, but
we did a couple really short fishing videos.
We did some fishing videos, and we did some cooking, a couple of cooking videos, one of which was fish. We also used my air fryer. So we started making beef jerky 2 weeks ago. We did it for the first time.
And it was so good.
It tasted delicious, but we cooked it overnight, and I slept in that day, so we cooked it a little long. So
lazy pants.
Yeah, I was a bit lazy that day. So what we've got, I did some research online because I never did this before that video 2 weeks ago, and this is choice beef eye round, and that's supposed to be one of the better cuts. Now I put it in the freezer for a little while to try to make it easier to cut. I don't think you're going to be able to see. You can see it's got a fair amount of fat on it.
It's all in one spot, which will be nice to cut off.
What I read online was, and I've done this before, so I should have probably known, is it'd be a lot easier to cut it when it's frozen, or not frozen, but been in the freezer for a little bit to kind of firm it up.
It's colder.
So what they recommend, and what we found seemed to work pretty well last time.
I don't think they can see it right now.
Can they not? Because of me?
Your hand's in the way.
Oh, okay. Well, what I'm doing is I'm cutting this big fat bit off. Now, if you were roasting this, you'd probably keep this on there for flavor and for moisture. But since we're drying this meat for jerky, we're going to cut it right off.
I'm just doing a close-up until we're done cutting the fat off.
Okay. So I'm just cutting this down. And we're not going to do we'll do another video tomorrow, but right now I just kind of want to show the prep a little bit. Now obviously you want to keep as much meat on there as you can. I got a little bit coming off, but it's mostly fat. Okay, this doesn't make for good jerky. This makes for good flavor, and certainly if you wanted to hang on to this fat and render it and use it to make, I don't know, pretty much anything that required beef fat, or could use beef fat, you could do that. But
I will now create royalty-free music using random sounds with my mouth.
Obviously, you're going to want to use a sharp knife. I sharpened this knife before I started, and you're going to want to keep it sharp.
He sharpened it with a sharpeny thingy.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. So, again, just kind of cut off as much of this fat. Now, the jerky we made had some fat on it, and obviously you can eat around that. But what I'm going to do next, okay, can they see this?
Yes, they can see you currently.
Is I'm just going to take...
Just don't put your hands in the way, which it's not right now.
And I'm going to cut about 1/4 inch, right, like this. Last time we cut it pretty thin, and I found that actually thicker would have been better. So I'm going to cut, this is actually a little bit more than 1/4 inch, but it's not quite 1/2 inch. And cut a piece off against the grain along this a ways, okay? So you end up with a piece about like this.
And they can see really close, I zoomed in.
Okay.
So you don't need to do 37 close-ups.
I'm probably going to cut it, we're going to cut it into 3 pieces, okay? Like this. And these are what's going to go on the dehydrator, okay? Now I'm not going to cut this whole piece of meat on here. What I'll do is, and I'm going to use this whole bottle of teriyaki, so it's okay to put my meat hands on it. Obviously, food safety. Wash your hands before you touch anything that's going to end up in somebody's mouth.
Because last time we did the flavoring that it came with, and that was good, but I like teriyaki jerky.
He does, and I wanted to try marinating it in a liquid marinade. So, this is just something that my girlfriend found at the store, Maui Mountain Teriyaki Sauce.
So if you want to recreate our process.
Never tried it before. But anyway, so we're just going to put the meat here, and you can always freeze it if you put it in the freezer a second time, if it starts to become more malleable, because you really want to get uniform slices and having it, I can already feel it getting a little warmer, which is going to make it harder to cut. And I'm no professional chef. I mean, I'm sure there's people out there that do a much better job. Or, if you had a meat slicer, obviously, would make sense to use that. That way you get everything the same thickness. But what we did, like I think I mentioned last time, is I cooked it, we prepped it in the evening, and then we cooked it overnight, or dried it overnight, and that didn't work so hot.
They couldn't see it, it's still zoomed in until you're done like cutting and stuff.
So I'm gonna cut again. I'm just kind of cutting slices that are gonna be roughly, beef jerky size. Something you put in your hand and ultimately eat.
You just put it in your hand, take a bite of it. That's what we're going for. Bites.
Yeah, we're going for something
bites.
that you can bite off easy. The last one, it was just too tough.
Yeah, it was tough, it was brittle.
Safe to eat, and would have been still a perfectly fine thing to have in a survival situation, but we want something that's a little bit nicer.
And I would have been, honestly, if I got that from a store, what we came out with last time, I would not have been mad.
No, it was good. It really was.
You just needed to keep it in your mouth for a little bit.
Yeah.
And
So,
then it was good.
again, the idea here, we're getting everything covered in this teriyaki sauce, and we're going to put it in the fridge overnight, and then in the morning, we're going to come back. And Tommy and I have a little time this weekend, just the two of us, which is nice sometimes. So we're going to do another MRE review, and then we're going to put the jerky in the dryer.
Still can't see you.
Okay. Well, can they see where the meat is?
They can see the meat, yes.
That's the important thing.
That's what I'm zooming in on right now.
All right. Well, that's pretty much it. So this is it for tonight. I'm going to finish cutting this up, and then tomorrow we'll show you how we dry it, and then we'll ultimately show you the finished product.
So we'll show you how we put it in there. We'll show you, and then we'll do a follow-up to our follow-up of us actually, trying the jerky.
Yep. Well, that's it. Tommy, you can stop the video, and we'll see you soon.
I shall make them see your face for once in this video.
Well, that's the last thing I think anybody wants to see.
Bye.